So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus, and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
This is a hard one. Is there nothing you want to do for knowledge, which is me basically slapping him up the side of his head? And then you got, you've done what you could make up, what you could to make up for your mistakes. I mean, he didn't have to come and save me from the sun ring, so. And ever since then, he's been alright. Learn about it out and out way, but he's been trying to help me as I go along. Do I trust him? Not fully. But does he sound repentant on what he's done? Possibly. So I'm gonna go with you've done what you could to make up for your mistakes. Might be the wrong option, but that's my option.
You've done terrible things, Sylens. But you've also done what you could to undo them. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but at least you've tried.
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again. A few more safeguards, perhaps, but basically the same.
Really? So much for learning from mistakes.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Sylens! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
I think I can let you off. Okay. Oh, that was not there. Neither was that. So we have to go in. Oh, we have 3. These were not there when I came in. Intercepted train.
Task is complete. Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing, data
has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Menace. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Sylens.
Sylens. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Okay. Can't get behind there anyway. Buried shadow. What have we
They're
got?
coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, loosened Bahavas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Araman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Araman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
At that point, they got it into their heads to try and retake Meridian. Hades, at that point, I'm guessing, was basically just the devil from Greek mythology. What we got? First meeting.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Sylens, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine?
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundom's reign.
Define Karja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja.
Now that's more like it.
So Sylens was already trying to manipulate Hades, but Hades was trying to manipulate him. But they kind of didn't really get to the biggest impasse in their life. Helis and Bahavas basically just went, I shall bow to your whim right now. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm going to do right now. I don't care. Because all they've got is revenge on their minds and getting back Meridian from the unholy people who liberated it from you. Still don't like the Shadow Karja, but it's only Helis and Bahavas I don't like. The mother and the son I don't know enough about. Sound like they were just ushered out the city, so. And the kid, Itamen I think it was, his name was, looked like he was in fear of Bahavas. Because when he said, I leave it to Bahavas to, you know, present my word, it was like he was going, I don't want to do this. No, you take it away from me. You take the responsibility. I don't want it. And then his mother basically just cuddled him like a child crying. In time, if Bahavas was got rid of and the Shadow Carja and the Eclipse were both taken out, their leaders, the Shadow Carja would split, they'd reform into maybe another tribe, and then they would actually could maybe start doing trade with Meridian. The kid could be in charge of their, you know, their sundom, basically. And they can come back together, but Hades just wants one thing, to destroy everyone. And it doesn't matter how he does it. And pawns and puppets are always going to be around. Helis is one, Bahavas is one. I don't know of any more. So this is War of the Ancients taken to the next level. The thing is, I've just been thinking in my little quick break I took there. All Mother protect us. I think that is a reference to Gaia and Elizabeth Sobek. I just got that feeling that is a reference to them. And when she got stuck outside of Gaia Prime, when she fixed that thing, she said she was going to go home. Aloy had the same, what felt like the same thought as I did. What if she went to Ulithia 9, her birthing place, and was there? Because there was a door that the kids could not get through. I think she went back there. But that's only a thought. I can't be sure. And apparently we're now crafting a lance. I was ready to replace the old one, but this is going to be an interesting one. That fell. Sylens lost. So, that is our new piece of equipment. I like it. The looming shadow. What?
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Dervahl, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
I'm guessing we go... What was that loud bang? I'm just going to pop out here. I don't know what it was and I'm worried about it. I mean, if I just fast travel there, what if I miss something that's just outside the... outside here? Sobek Journal, 19th and 11th, 64. R. Excuse me. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for control room remind me of Starship bridges on those cheesy old sci-fi vids. Living spaces for alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we'd never have to seal ourselves in here. Not Elysium sounds much better. So there was a place called Elysium. Where was it? 200 feet underground? Because that's the only other place I can think of where it would be. Spent last week at the Bryce site designing the ZD project labs. Zero Dawn project labs, drawing up protocols. The base we're repurposing was huge, plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crew's already set up my office lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as all-seeing presence. Ugh. Opposite effect, makes me feel watched, on display. Tempted to paint it over. Yeah, I would've. Harry's recorded his presentation yesterday, suitably bleak, scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception, lounge, holotheatres and first residence block at ZD site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates being held outside Tucson 27 already. Extraction teams prioritising Pacific Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be. Snatched off the street, carted across the world, head and sails. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Going to catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to the ZD site. Harry's promised delivery of QB lattices, quantum break lattices by noon, maybe? Not sure what QB means. Expect Mark 1 will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble and test. I aim to launch Gaia at 0.6 T grounding. From there I'll spin her up past 1.0 T. I wonder how long it'll take to break the 1.38 T record. MIE can go hang. Sleep. I don't know why, but I'm actually going to go out the front here because it was a large bang we heard. Oh, why? But I was expecting a Horus class to go over.
It's cold.
Nothing. Alright. Can I fast travel back to Meridian? I can. Okay. I'm just hoping that there's going to be nothing back there that's going to stop me from getting into the city. Okay. Let's try and get back to the city best we can. Tell Avad that everybody's under attack and the old Sun Ring is going to take presence. It's quiet.
Plenty of work here, but none I like.
Okay, let's go and talk to the Sun King. Even though he
It's not
absolutely
what I
hates
imagined.
them.
What's
What?
aboard?
Where's it taking me?
It's decent work. Keeping the city
Okay.
safe.
Make up your mind which way you're taking me.
The brains would last in the claim.
I was looking at the one counter, of course.
This Oseram will just conveniently lose Derval and transport to main.
Oh, shut up. Jeez, you people moan like a wind. Is this what you people are made like? To complain, moan, whine. You got bigger things to worry about. A company called a Titan class called Hades coming towards us.
Should be out here fighting machines, not pacing around here.
Is he downstairs or is he upstairs? No, he's up in his royal chamber section. Wish they stopped coming to attention. Avad, my lord.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Okay. Oh, Marat. Do I still have to talk to him?
Have you spoken to Blameless Murad?
Not yet, but I will.
He wishes to speak to you. Defensive preparations are his responsibility.
Ah, right, okay. Murad? Where the hell you gone, you ignoramus? Hey! Ah, you down here, okay.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival.
Murad?
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire.
Good.
Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
Well, we have helped out the Osram. A little bit of the Banuk. We've helped out quite a lot. I wonder now if we'd helped the Banuk with their land and their DLC, would that actually have brought them into this battle? I don't know. But this will be the final battle. How are we doing on the ridge?
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us.
Good.
You're welcome to tour the defenses.
Maybe. I might do. The Spire.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire.
Oh.
They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will.
Well, I am the ambassador for them. What happens now?
I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Okay. Preparations of the ridge and the Spire. I'm not sleeping yet. Oh, another journal. 16th of the 7th, 65. Last time I visited Prime was November of last year. months since have been a blur. Flew out last night to oversee the installation of the central armature and the master override. You're welcome, Ted. Which was completed by 04:30, so I decided to grab a few hours of sleep here before heading back to ZD. Called Gaia before I bedded down, ostensibly to update her on the site plan, but the truth is, I missed her. I've developed a habit of speaking to her before I sleep. Seems to be the only thing that calms me these days. Woke to a message from Oswald. The Odyssey launched yesterday, so terrestrial life's chance of survival has doubled. Why then do I feel so uneasy? I just keep wondering what kind of world far Zenith will create if the ship reaches its destination so many decades from now. I know I worry about that alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints, and no failsafes. How would they avoid repeating our mistakes? What's to stop them from playing God? Forwarded the Odyssey message to the Alphas. Naoto replied in less than a minute with a poem, of course, The Building of the Ship, by Longfellow. Huh. And it's long, alright. I didn't read all of it, but it seems to be about launching a ship rather than building one. This stanza, or couplet, or whatever, leapt out at me. Humanity, with all its fears, with all its hopes of future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate. Yeah, that is rather copious right now. Yeah, Odyssey and Zero Dawn both. Speaking of which, I should get back to ZD. Guess I should stop by Naoto's lab and check on Demeter's progress too. Demeter. If I can get out of there without a volume of Tennyson pressed into my hands, I'll count myself lucky. Till next time. So Demeter must have been one of the other sectors of the Gaia influence. Because we know, yeah, I think Demeter was. I'm not sure what Demeter was about. I can't remember though.
Don't let them take the city without a fight.
Good. That's what I want to hear, people.
No, no. Has the enemy reached the main gate?
Not yet.
Don't forget to stock up.
Part of me wants to...
Take a look at these wares.
Another one? Last time I visited Prime was November of last year. There we go. Why has that come back up?
Please, not again.
I have a matter of grace and beauty I would like to discuss with you.
Could Eve get to shouting?
I like what I have for sale.
Right, that's the rest. Bridge. Right.
Only the finest goods here. See for yourself.
Take a look at these wares.
Another attack on the city?
Check out these wares.
Take a look at these wares.
You. No.
Check out these wares.
You there, Outlander? Do you have back from the wilds? Find any Banuk relics?
Not recently.
You ready? Let's trade then.
No.
Come on back if you find any Banuk goods. I'd like to discuss a trade with you, Outlander.
I mean, I was hoping to try and get a special run set, but I'm going to fight in this armor. I don't care.
How long do we stay here?
Alright. Down the elevator we go. You have to call it up. Why would doors be closed if the elevator open if the elevator's not there? So that was built by Gaia to send out a coded signal to shut down all of the Pharaoh robots. what better way to think up a better code than to use an AI that can artificially learn stupendously quickly. Oh, my hair is up and running. Is it the picture? Hang on, hang on. Yeah, I have to go down there anyway. I'm making your mind where I'm going. It's confusing.
They're always the ones you least expect.
Oh, that's a dress. Excuse me, come on.
Come take a look. I'll give you a good price.
These aren't goods.
They're not.
Alright, here we go.
Over the city, and I can't.
Might as well go run through the city, get to all the defense points and have a look around. I'll go to the spire in a minute. There's nothing in here. Was
You stopped that assassin. Walk
did.
in light.
Protect the people of Sunfall. We all know our army could destroy them.
I've got bigger fish to fry. Get those supplies up to Meridian.
Decide what to do with him, but he tried to kill our Sun
Ted?
King.
Move along. You have no need to loiter around here.
You shut up.
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
Nice.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Can I just snap you up the side of your face? Oh, hello. Another one. Day 1st, the 10th, 65. Halloween. Travis came by trick-or-treating dressed up like me. Should have seen that coming. I gave him a half-eaten packet of dandy wafers as a treat and kicked him out. But not before he invited me to some kind of Italian horror extravaganza he organised for ZD staff. Seriously, as though there isn't enough horror in the world already. Anyway, I was already scheduled to fly out here to G Prime for final inspections with Harry's and the President's delegation. Ted was here too, and he was not looking good. Kept fidgeting and couldn't seem to look me in the face without blinking. I was relieved when he boarded his vert and flew back to Thebes. Gag. Unless he went, ah, I don't know. Though I guess I shouldn't complain. If he wants to build himself a deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse, let him. Keeps him out of Elysium and away from me. What? A deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse. No wonder he came in via a hologram to the alphas at G Prime. Okay. Harry stuck around long enough to give me a detailed briefing on the strategic situation. Basically, we've entered the terminal phase, as though the code of the sky when I was flying over here wasn't clue enough. Another 2 or 3 weeks and the atmosphere won't be breathable. The last vestiges of European and West African Civ brigades are trapped with their backs against the Atlantic. The swarm that scuttled across Antarctica is crossing the Straits of Magellan. About to start its death crawl up South America towards the Amazon. All the work we did to reconstitute the rainforest, and it comes to this. And advanced elements of the Pacific swarms are already skirmishing with units on the Kalmar seawall. The noose is tightening. Projections show we can still finish in time, but the margin of error is plus or minus 10 days. Not a good spread. If the plague breaks through ahead of schedule, well, it just can't. I will not let that happen. Enough riding. I need to get back to Zero Dawn. Okay. I've got 22,000 shards. Unbelievable. Oh, there's a campfire down there. Petra?
Petra! Here she is, the guest of honor. I knew there was something about you. Hammered from the stuff they make leaders out of. And I don't say that to every Nora girl who blows through my town.
That happens to you a lot?
Had to build a wall to fend them off.
Good thing I'm persistent then.
I've missed our little talks. Murad asked me to look over the city arsenal. These guns have aged well. That runs in the Osram, no? They were the pride of the Mainspring Forges, so I've taken greater pride in improving them.
Okay. Do you need me to test one out? Are they more improved than the last one we fired?
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then. The target should put up a little less of a fight than those bandit raiders did.
Okay. What do we got? No, don't shoot you. Whoa! Okay, you don't want me to go out of this circle. Okay, come on.
It hits nice and wide. No need to aim it like a bow.
Excuse me, I kind of just jumped off the edge. What? Could you stop?
My turn.
Well, apparently this thing is
Range is good. Try the next. See? That'll knock a machine on its ass, ancient or no. With these, I think we could hold off an army.
You know that I appreciate your help, Petra. This battle, I don't know what's gonna happen.
We'll see each other again, I know it. Next time could be the time I'll convince you to stick with the free heap.
Petra, you know
I do. Always had a weakness for restless girls, though.
Hey. Oof. Steady. So, Teb is here. Nakoa!
Nakoa, you came to fight.
How could I not? During the Red Raids, there was only one Karja Butcher the Nora feared more than Zaid.
Helis.
I would stand against any army he leads, no matter how strong. For the Nora he terrorized, for myself, and for my father.
We'll stop him. You have my word.
Your word means a lot, especially now. Because of you, I hear the sacred land is opened. If we win, I can go home. It'll be good to see Jan again. I'm with you, Aloy. Until the end.
Geneva. Hello, you old goat.
Geneva. They called you back to duty.
So, you're the one behind all this commotion? Who made Sun King Avad finally show his sword arm from behind those robes?
A king can be fierce and fair, Geneva. He's a good man.
A smart man, too. He had Murad offer all my prisoners a royal pardon if they'd fight for Meridian. The whole motley lot of them agreed. Didn't take much convincing.
With your kind of convincing, I don't doubt it.
Ha! This time I went easy on them. Those who commit the crime of attacking Meridian, they'll see less of my lenient side. May the sun blaze at your back, Aloy.
Nice. Who else is... Oh, hello. Elida, what are you doing here?
Elida, I'm pleased to see you, but what are you doing here?
I'm helping prepare for the battle. If Atral were here, we would have fought together. I know it. So I'm doing everything I can. Digging battlements, collecting herbs. Anything that makes a difference. I can't take his place. Nothing can take his place. But I'm here for him. For both of us.
I understand what it was he saw in you.
He'll always be with me. Sun and shadow still meet for a moment. Every dawn and dusk. I should give you this. To help in the battle. By the sun, I hope you don't need it.
Thank you, Elida. Be safe.
There are no shadows under the noonday sun.
How many more are here? Teb, Geneva, Nelka, Elida, Petra? So, there's a corrupted zone there. I didn't actually get a chance to clear it, but hey. Right then, we are going off to the Spire, which is all the way. This way. Stop yawning, the enemy will be here soon.
I've been doing this since I was small.
So have I, apparently. Oh. No, is that the same one I've already read? Yeah, why does that come up again? That's weird. It's like you run through certain points of the city and basically it'll show you things. Like it'll update the log. How did I get up there last? I can't remember how I got up there. I think it was up here, wasn't it? Yeah, steps. Yeah, just follow the steps up there. I always wondered what significance that spire was. Now we know. It was Gaia's means of disseminating the anti-Timor swarm. The Heart's Timor swarm. The override code it used. Is that who I think it is? Talana.
Talana, why are you here?
I'm your hawk. Where else would I be?
Defending Meridian with Avad?
I leave that to the rest of the Lodge. I will not stand aside while one of mine fights alone. Not again.
Are you sure you...
You're risking your life for all of us. You can't ask me to stand by and watch. Not when I have the power to change it.
Then I won't ask you.
It's settled. I will fight by your side. My only request...
Name it.
Leave the biggest machine for me.
No promises.
Okay, Talana's here. I feel like every person we have helped throughout the entirety of this adventure is here at this one final point in defense of all of this. Bloody stormbird in the distance, I hate those things. Right. Nope. Starting left. Not right. Let's see if we can't find anything. Because when I came around here, I thought I went around all the buildings to try and find stuff and never found it. Hup. We're on the lookout for anything that's going to tell us
who are
any
these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in front of the sun, idiot.
Is that supposed to sound scary or something?
I don't know. They used to be Karja. Karja are always yammering about sun and shade.
Well, if they used to be Karja, how tough can they be?
Yeah, they're best guys dressed like birds. We'll rip their little feathers off.
Let's not get cocky, boys.
Yes, they were made out in the harshness of the desert, if I remember rightly, so they're not going to be that easy. Erend and your boys.
Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower.
Yeah.
What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
That's big.
Yeah.
It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Well, only if we win.
I'm sorry, but that trio just cracked me up then. It was like a trio of guys going, yeah, we can do this, yeah! Oh, watch him run at the first sign of battle.
I hope we fight soon. My armor's getting itchy.
Stop your yammering. See, told you. It's begun.
O great sun, how does your gaze fall? In approval or approach? Turn our heads with your daily pilgrimage, from the east where we came, to the west where only you may go. You grant cold metal the warmth of life, and let the machines bask in your great shining. For you, the shadows shrink and part and gather again only at your allowance without form. Your eyes, the day, your ears, the priests, your lips, the radiant Sun King, as there was before and will be again, your light.
No, man. I didn't expect you to be AA, but I think we need a little bit of holy light to protect us.
Naman, I should have known if there was going to be a Sun Priest here, it would be you.
And if the Sun King had allowed Outlanders to set foot upon the Alight, this Aloy could only be you. I wish the circumstances were different, or that the Psalms of the Sun could give you peace of mind. But if you'll allow me one pontification...
Go ahead.
You've shown strength and compassion. Our enemies only a desperate hate. Both sides claim the blessing of the sun, but the sun that I pray to, it would bestow it upon yours.
You know, Naman, I'm already under some pretty heavy divine pressure, but I'll try to live up to it.
The tribes united against Shadow. How could that not be the sun's will?
That's definitely my will. I'm thinking Will would be absolutely pleased about this. Who's that? I'm still not seeing anything around it. Right. Our noble Nora tribes people are here.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
Yeah.
She doesn't much like being called Anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time.
Ooh, hello.
And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
I think there's something between those two. Well, I think there's something between... Oh, hello. 15 to first 66. Oh, that's all of them done. It's such a close thing. It's been, what, 43 hours since Harry's warned me? Since said collapse of the Eastern Line was imminent. Swarms launching some kind of pincer maneuver versus the Wichita salient. 5 or 6 days more and I think Gaia could have launched without our help. I really do. We had to scramble. ZD became a madhouse, absolute bedlam. Every team rushing to stabilize code and lock it down as Gammas got active, evacuated them betas. Once Gaia was on her way, I gathered the alphas together to give them the bad news. Felt like I was going to throw up. But they already knew, of course. They knew the work wasn't really finished. Close, but not quite there. Still tests to run. Kinks to smooth, work to do, so they accepted it. No Elysium for us. We'll spend the rest of our lives here testing and polishing, each subordinate function to perfection. Guess that's what you get when you recruit a bunch of obsessive perfectionists. Managed not to cry until I got back to my office. So here we are, setting up Gaia Prime. And yeah, such a close thing. Makes me feel nauseated all over again when I contemplate how the fate of life could hinge on coincidence. If I'd never proposed the Lightkeeper Protocol, there never would have been living spaces constructed here. Oh, the Lightkeeper Protocol was for living quarters. Oh, okay. If I'd abandoned the protocol sooner, the necessary life support systems never would have been installed. If. At least we won't have to endure the creepiness of raising and training clones ourselves. The genetic material was never processed out of the cradle site, so it's not even possible. For which I'm glad. I really wouldn't want to spend time around a young Travis Tate raised by a Travis Tate. No, it'll be up to us to perfect Gaia, one generation only. Update. That was General Harry's. The salient has collapsed. USRC expects to be overrun in 2 days, which gives us 72 hours at best to lock down and seal up. Buried alive, for life's sake. I'll go tell the others. You can just hear that final button press at this point. As in... it's just that final button press at this point. That's it. End game. There is nothing up there.
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These Carja in their frilled armor look like turkeys.
But there are so many. And now we are so few.
They are not our foe. Not this time.
Quiet now. She comes.
The Anointed.
Stop it. Okay. War Chief Sona. Thank you for coming.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Oh, she did not like being here. Is anybody else on top? Whoa. Val is fine with it. He's a little bit uneasy, but he's fine. But everybody else seems to be fine with being here. War Chief Sona doesn't like it. But she'll do it because she needs to. Right. I am going to go and get some rest. and see what the day brings. I wish I had a special outfit to wear. I mean, there's that light one that I got for the shadow charger, but I don't think that's really going to work right now. This is... this is difficult. I don't know how to put this. I mean, everyone's here that we've ever helped. All the major players, we've got people in support, we've got people in the front lines. I mean, this is it. Oh, just... those handholds right there. Oh, I didn't see him. Dang it! Really? They were right there. All the time. It must have been a sandstorm in my eyes. I didn't see that. Yeah. I think we are as prepared as we can be. Although part of me thinks, should I have brought in the Bannock? Should they be in on this fight as well? That I can't answer right now because I don't know. Is that the same one? Yeah. Looks like it's popping up every now and again. Let's see who's out here. What do you guys think you're doing? You should be on alert, not bloody sitting down having a bloody break. You never know when they're going to bloody arrive. Idiots. Up this way. Oh. Just when I thought my spear was actually going to... well, what's moved along? Look at that. Such a big lake and nothing here. But yeah. We are at T-0 dawn. Win or lose. This is going to be the battle. And I'm going to go find the save point and set up for the final fight that we all must endure.
The old man caught me sipping a brew at work. Yelled so loud, I'm still...
And may All Mother protect this entire world as we do what must be done. See you next time.